In this week's Parsha, we're told about Yaakov's dream, which featured a ladder rooted on the ground, with its top reaching heaven. An angel ascended and descended the ladder. The verse says, Yaakov awoke from his sleep and said, "Surely Hashem is in this place, and I did not know." Rashi explains that Yaakov regretted having slept in such a holy place. But Rav Moshe Feinstein asks, how could Yaakov not have known? After all, Hashem orchestrated the entire sequence of events. The sun set early to ensure Yaakov stopped at this specific place, Har Moriah, the future site of the Beis HaMikdash. Miraculously, the journey to the mountain was shortened for him, a phenomenon known as Kfitzas HaDerech, the shortening of the journey. Clearly, Hashem intended for Yaakov to sleep there. So what does Yaakov mean when he says, "I did not know"? Rav Moshe Feinstein explains that Yaakov didn't realize that even the act of sleeping could be infused with Kedusha, with holiness. For 14 years, Yaakov had immersed himself in uninterrupted Torah study, never lying down to sleep in a bed, only dozing off briefly while seated. To him, holiness was synonymous with rigorous spiritual activity. But here, lying down in the physical act of sleep, Yaakov discovered a groundbreaking truth. Even the mundane can be sanctified. As long as one's actions are connected to Hashem, even sleeping, eating, it goes without saying eating chocolate, and other everyday activities can become spiritual acts. This revelation became foundational for Yaakov and by extension for the Jewish people. As Rav Moshe explains, Yaakov called the place Beis Elokim, the house of God, declaring that holiness is not confined to places or acts traditionally deemed sacred, like we think learning Torah or listening to a shiur or davening or a shul. Holiness can permeate every aspect of life when approached with the right intentions. Even the stones beneath his head were elevated to serve as a reminder of this truth. And I think it's so important for us to remember this and that it is within our reach. This week, the Oxford University Press named its word of the year, and the word of the year is brain rot. And you can Google the definition, but it's basically the deterioration of the mind through overconsumption of unchallenging material. Think scrolling mindlessly through YouTube shorts or binge-watching Netflix. At its core, brain rot is a result of the mismanagement of the physical world. Instead of using materialism as a means, it's used as an end in and of itself, leading to overconsumption, which results in a person feeling down, unfulfilled, and miserable. Being entrenched in trivial, unchallenging escapes rots our brain. But the antidote to brain rot is not to stop scrolling through TikTok or binge watching Netflix, although given what's on TikTok and Netflix might be a good idea. But the antidote to brain rot is to live mindfully, to know that everything, and yes, that includes your YouTube shorts. If you're scrolling through YouTube and you're using it, and of course you're watching appropriate things, but if you're watching it to wind down or to learn something, just if you're doing it with a purpose, with a focus that's contained, it can be used for holiness. And then when we do that, not only do we elevate the physical, not only do we make the mundane holy, we become the ladder connecting heaven and earth. Good Shabbos.